Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. You're watching UBX, and today I'm going to be taking a look at one of my favorite devices from 2024. This is the Alienware X16 R2. So this is the new X series laptop from Alienware that was released in 2024. So it has the new RTX 40 series GPU and the new Intel Ultra series CPU. So what makes this thing so special? Let's dive right in. The Alienware X16 R2 has a classic, and I mean classic, timeless looking Alienware design. So if you come around the device, you'll see a lot of resemblance to a lot of other Alienware laptops, right? So you got that same Tron light right here, and you got the same Alienware head logo right here, and both of these can be configured to any color you want, so multicolor. And then you also come to the front, and you got a beautiful, beautiful RGB trackpad with multicolor color, which is only available with the higher 4080 configuration. And then on top of that, this laptop has a super, super sturdy build. So I can press down on it as really hard, and there's barely any flex in this chassis. And be so thin, yet so powerful, and only 3.2 kg. It's actually pretty nuts, right? So this is what makes this device so special. It's such a thin device with such powerful components. So with the new X series badge, alright, this is the top of the line series. Let's see how good it really is. Let's dive right in. This laptop comes with two CPU options. First of all, you get the Intel Core Ultra 7 155H, and you also get a second option for the Intel Core Ultra 9 185H. So both of them are super new processors from Intel, super power efficient processors. These are meant for more power efficiency and more, let's say, battery gains. And yes, they still have super nice performance. The Ultra 9 can turbo up to 5.10 gigahertz, so it's a pretty big performance, right? So the CPU is not lacking at all. And then you also get paired with that, you can either have 16 gigabytes of RAM, or if you go with the Intel Ultra 9 model, you can actually have 32 gigabytes of RAM. And both of these RAMs are actually DDR5X memories, so both of them are actually soldered onto the motherboard, and they actually transfer at 7400 mega transfer per second, so it's extremely fast RAM. But there is that one downside, that it is soldered down to the motherboard. And moving on to the graphics card, right? The most important thing in a gaming laptop is the graphics card, is what's actually making all these frames happen and everything, all these games happen. So you get four options this year. You get the RTX 4070, you get the RTX 4080, and then you get the RTX 4090, 4060, 4070, 4080, and 4090. And then on top of that, you store it for storage configurations. So this can go from all the way from 1 terabytes all the way to 8 terabytes. Moving on to display, you get options between a 240 Hz panel and a 480 Hz panel. So the 240 Hz panel is of a higher resolution at 2560 by 1600, or you can also get the 480 Hz, like I said, with the lower resolution at 1920 by 1200. So you do get a lot more resolution on that 240 Hz panel, and obviously because it's a bigger screen, for my use case, I don't need that much hertz, so I've just gone with the 240 hertz one with the high resolution because it's actually more useful for me and my use cases. If let's say I want to edit and I just need that better screen quality. In the box, it also comes with, so if you notice on the back, there's no Ethernet port on the back. So in the box, it actually comes with a USB-C to Ethernet adapter. Moving on to the keyboard. The keyboard out is an amazing, amazing typing experience, right? So even with the default Alienware keys, you get a really nice and clicky feel to it, right? There's like nice travel, there's nice depth to it. So honestly, this is some of the best keyboard I have had on a computer. But you can go even above and beyond and actually select the mechanical option. So they offer a Cherry MX mechanical keyboard, which has a really nice click to it, and it's a fully mechanical keyboard in a laptop, right? It barely takes up more space. I don't even think it takes up more space than the laptop itself, right? The laptop stays the same thickness. Beautiful, beautiful glass premium feeling trackpad, right? So has really nice gesture support for all Windows gestures, all Windows, like, you know, touchpad, trackpad things you want to do, anything like that. And the best part about it, honestly, is just how nice this trackpad is. Like just gliding your finger across it, because it's a glass top with a matte finish on it. It's such a nice feeling to just glide your finger across. Like it's one of the nicer trackpads I've used, but it could use with a bigger trackpad. Like for the size of the machine, this trackpad could be considered small, so it could be bigger for how big the actual machine, the actual laptop is. So overall, the keyboard and trackpad are excellent, and it's been one heck of a really nice experience using such a nice laptop with such a nice keyboard and trackpad. Now, before I get into all the comparisons and all the performance benchmarks of this machine, what I wanted to do is I just want to talk about a new thing that the Alienware has improved a lot on this model. It is the battery life. Because I said this laptop has a new Ultra chip inside it, Ultra 9 instead of the i9, it's actually a lot more power efficient, and I was able to get a whopping 8 hours on YouTube 1080p playback. That is with the performance setting turned off, so it's just set to balanced in Alienware Command Center, and you will be not easily, you will be able to get 8 hours. From what I've seen, at least I was able to get 8 hours of use out of this battery on YouTube 1080p playback before it actually gave out. And one more thing I absolutely love about this laptop, I absolutely love this, right? It can charge through USB-C. A lot of laptops, like I have an MSI Stealth, it's not even that old, it can't charge through USB-C. So it's such a bummer when I bought a 100-watt charger and it just wouldn't charge through USB-C. So this has two USB ports, Thunderbolt ports at the back, and it can charge through 90 watts through each of them. So you're actually able to sustain really nice battery with a really nice power adapter if you want as well. So you don't need the biggest power adapter like the one it comes with, even though this current one is not that thick itself. So you could still use a much smaller 90 watt charger as well and get going as well. Another thing I absolutely love about this laptop are the speakers. So this thing comes with 4 subwoofers and 2 tweeters. Now on the laptop you might normally see 2 speakers. This thing has 6 speakers, 2 tweeters, and 4 subwoofers. This is the speaker test of the Alienware X16 R2. Starting off with 30% volume right there, as you can see. Now moving on to 50% volume right there, as you can see. Now moving on to 70% volume right there, as you can see. Now moving on to 100% volume right here, as you can see, 100%. One final thing before I actually move on to the performance and everything is a feature I wish could be better actually. Not really a feature, it's a thing, it's a part of the laptop, right? So the display you get actually has super nice colors, right? Super nice coverage of all the RGB gamuts, all the sRGB, Adobe color suites. It has a pretty nice coverage of them, right? And it has a really nice refresh rate. It's nice 16:10 display, so you do get that longer display, and I do really find that really useful for any productivity tasks you might want to do. But there's one big bummer, and I wish Alienware really just looked at that and be like, you know what, this is not acceptable. It's a 300 nit screen, right? It tops out at 350 nits from what I've seen, right? But yeah, that's a big bummer, especially when other companies are offering literally OLED screens. Like you look at Asus, they literally have OLED screens, right? And even Dell's own laptops have OLED screens, and for them to just cheap out in such an expensive machine, it's honestly, man, bro, it's like, what are you doing, Dell, right? You have such a nice laptop, everything is so good, everything's perfect about it, but then the screen, it just falls apart. It's like 300 nits. That's barely usable outdoors. It's perfectly fine inside. You're not gonna have any problem. But any bit of sunlight, let's say you want to go sit outside on your balcony or something, yeah, that's completely unusable outside. This is too dim to use outside. So Alienware, if you guys are watching this, Dell, if you guys are watching this, then you guys should seriously consider fixing the screen on this. It's not bad per se. It's just dim, right? It's dim for outdoor use. It's not bad for inside. It just could be a lot better. And above the screen, we actually have one of my favorite features on a Windows laptop. We have Windows facial recognition. So basically, I'll just open the lid, the laptop's locked, and it'll unlock right away. So I don't need to worry about putting my password in. It's the fastest way to log into Windows. In my experience, it's faster than fingerprint, way faster than any PIN or password. You just open the lid, and boom, it scans your face, and it's done. And alongside that, you actually get a 1080p webcam. So it's not the greatest webcam, so here's a sample clip from the webcam. One more thing I absolutely love about this laptop that they improved so much from previous models is the software. Alienware Command Center, it used to be horrendous. It used to be a mess. I used to have an M series laptop before from Alienware. It was an M15, and oh my god, getting the lights to stay one color or just even have them on or just even have the laptop change to performance profiles was a pain, right? I would have to regularly uninstall the software and install it back, restart my computer, turn it off and on, right? You turn all to my laptop for it to barely work half the time. Alienware has completely made a new software and it is so much smoother, and I cannot exaggerate how much better they've made this, right? So they finally listened to the users and they finally fixed all the issues plaguing Alienware Command Center. So now Alienware Command Center is a place just like how Asus has their Armory crate, so you can change a lot of your performance profiles there. You can watch your performance metrics, your temperatures, your wattage, everything like that, and then you can also change everything about your laptop. So all these RGB and everything is configured through there. So how is the fan noise and how do the components actually stack up against other similarly, priced or similarly spec'd components? So fan noise is absolutely amazing on this machine, right? I'll be using this machine, I'll be doing basic tasks in it, and the fans will basically be off. Like, you're not going to hear those fans. They're going to be off. There's already massive heat sinks and such an efficient CPU that you're not even going to need those fans to be on literally most of the time. Shortcut key, so you have F1 shortcut key on your keyboard. If you press that, the laptop goes in complete overdrive mode. Fans to max. If max, overvolting applied, maybe undervolting, I'm not sure exactly what it does, but it overclocks your CPU and GPU, and it gives you a lot better performance at the cost of extremely loud fans. So you will get 56 decibels, up to 56 decibel fan noise. So that is pretty freaking loud, considering that there's 4 fans in this computer as well. But the best thing about that is it's not an annoying whine noise. Like, so my MSI Stealth, it has really whiny, annoying noise, and this is unsufferable. Like, even at a lower decibel, it's just so annoying to hear. This, it just sounds like wind. It just sounds like a whoosh, like that, right? It's not a problem for me, even at 56 decibel. It's really comfortable, 56 decibels. You're not going to have a problem with it, right? Obviously, if you're in like a quiet place, you're not going to want it to be that loud. And in most cases, it won't be that loud if you're not in that mode, right? So this, I have ran a benchmark on Shadow of the Tomb Raider, one with the F1 performance key on, and one with just the normal balance mode on the laptop. So one's going to have a lot quieter fan noise, while the other is going to have a lot louder fan maxed out with the overclock applied. So these are the results for the F1 mode. And now these are the results for the normal mode with no overclocking, no nothing applied, just balance mode. Now here's the same for Forza Horizon. This is set on Ultra preset. NVIDIA DLSS is on balanced for both these tests I'm going to run. And yes, I did forget to mention, it's the same case for the previous game, Shadow of the Tomb Raider. So now this is the F1 mode. And now this is the normal mode with no overclock, just balanced and DLSS on auto. And yeah, not auto, sorry, balanced. So as you can see, this RTX 4080 and Ultra Night configuration actually stacks up really nice against competitors. It's a super nice performance from this laptop, and honestly, it's been a joy to use laptop, right? The best part about it is, let's say I'm not even plugged in. Let's say I just want to go around using max performance on this machine without the big bulky charger. I could literally just plug in the 90-watt USB-C, and believe it or not, the performance actually doesn't drop that much. Like, of course, it's going to be a lot lower because you're taking like so much watt into it, but it's not as bad as you think. Even on battery, like I can play on battery Forza Horizon on maxed out settings at the native resolution 1600 pixels, right? That's higher than 1440p. I can run it at 50 FPS, maxed out, ray tracing, everything. Not ultra, extreme preset, like max out everything. So, and doing that, I'll get like maybe an hour, 40 minutes of gaming. So yeah, amazing battery life, amazing performance, and just a solid, amazing laptop overall. Now, one final thing I want to talk about is the upgradability and cooling. So let me pop the back right off and let's get right into it. 6 screws later, just lift it up like this, slide it down. Now over here, the first thing you will notice right away is this massive battery here. So this is the 6L, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6L 90 watt hour battery. So it's a pretty large battery. It'll get you throughout the day pretty easily. And heavy gaming session, it might not last too long, but that's to be expected. Powerful components, use a lot of battery. But yeah, the 4 subwoofer 1, 2, 3, 4, and the tweeters are built into this. So you get really nice audio through these speakers. And right here, you will notice the Wi-Fi 7 antennas. So you won't actually have to upgrade that Wi-Fi for a while. Let's say you do need to upgrade your Wi-Fi down the line. This laptop right here, it does have a Wi-Fi slot that you can upgrade right here. And these two are the two SSD slots. So one comes with the SSD full, and one I have just added my own SSD in there. And honestly, yeah, that's really about all you can upgrade on this machine, right? Other maybe replace the battery, replace a few parts, throw in a new Wi-Fi card, throw in some new SSDs like I've done. Other than that, there's not really much you can actually change on this. And because this laptop motherboard is inverted, if you've noticed, everything's on the other side. So the GPU's on the other side, CPU's on the other side, everything's on the other side, right? If you want to repaste it even, you're going to have to deassemble the entire thing. I've done it, and it's quite tedious and takes a really long time to actually do all that. So I will not be doing that. And if you ever do that, make sure to always unplug your battery first, because if you don't unplug your fat battery, then you're basically just asking, hey, I don't want my laptop, I hope it short circuits and dies. So yeah, always make sure to unplug your battery before doing any type of work on your laptop. And over here are the 4 massive fans right here. And these have such a nice cooling design, right? So we got 2 massive heat sinks in the back right here, and then we got another massive heatsink right here, and another massive heatsink right here. And these are just so good at just throwing heat outside the laptop. It does wonders when it comes to cooling. And on top of that, you do also get the new Alienware thing. It's called, I think, Element 31. Alienware uses the Alienware's in-house thing. You can't really buy it. It just comes with laptops. It's the thermal paste I think they use. And then you do also get the Cryotech cooling that they claim does make a huge difference. So I don't know too much about that kind of stuff. I only know like all this cooling and basic stuff. But yeah, Alienware does claim all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's not the most upgradable machine by any means. Only Wi-Fi card and SSD, and the RAM is soldered down, so that's a bummer. So you're gonna want to know which SSD you want, how much storage you want, and how much RAM you want from the go, right? It's gonna be a problem for you later on if you don't know. So yeah, really nice inside guts as well. Massive battery, really nice speakers, 4 fan cooling system. So yeah, beautiful machine inside and out. So coming back to overall what I think this machine is like. For the price, you can definitely find a way cheaper computer with the same components, right? The reason why this has such a high price on it is because it's an Alienware, right? You get a super nice, beautiful design, super slim design. For 4080, this computer is freaking thin, and for the performance it has, it's freaking thin. It's quiet, right? So you do pay for that, and you are gonna pay a premium, right? It's an Alienware Razer. They're known to charge for a lot extra for just the brand premium. So this laptop is 100% not for everyone. And if you want to afford it, right? If you want to buy this, if you can afford it, there are better options out there. You can get a 4090 for even less the price. Maybe that's pushing it a bit, but yeah, you should be able to find a 4090 for even the same price. And yeah, I did forget to talk about the price. This configuration can be had for 4,500 Canadian dollars with the configuration I have right here. If we talk about the 2TB SSD and not the extra 2 that I added later on. So yes, that configuration would be 4,500 Canadian dollars, which is a lot of money. And yeah, like I was saying, you can buy a better computer for that price, right? Honestly, overall though, I don't regret buying this one bit. It's beautiful design. Like I just love the design. I cannot get over how beautiful the Alienware design is. Yeah, it's such a nice keyboard with perky RGB lighting. You get such a nice trackpad. Like imagine your trackpad having such cool RGB in it, right? Amazing speakers, right? Some of the best I've heard from my Windows laptop. It's such cool RGB, such a nice thin portable design, and even on battery it performs so good, right? And the battery lasts so freaking long for the insane amount of components it has. So yeah, overall, I think this is an amazing laptop from Dell, and this is definitely deserving of their most premium series. This is truly the best Alienware laptop that I have ever tested. Not in terms of just performance, but in just terms of everything. Like there's no Alienware laptop other than any other X series that comes even close to what this thing is and what it has to offer. So yeah, that's just me going to close the video off. If you guys enjoyed the video, maybe found it useful, informational, maybe you want to grab one for yourself. Now that you watch this, maybe consider liking and subscribing the video. It helps the channel a lot and it helps me grow. It's free for you. So yeah, and I will see you guys in the next one. Keep looking out for these type of videos. Bye.